Okay.
But Jar Jar Binks was a fucking Sith Lord, and he backed out of it because he's a fucking pussy.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Still Austin Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is a new rye blend called The Musician, first in a series because music has the ability to bring us all closer together, to make us feel more free and alive, just like great whiskey. Still Austin. Owned locally, distilled in Austin, 100% Texas.
Hey, Amarillo Rocks, my name's Remy. I'm hosting today. Julie is actually doing my job, which is weird. This is the tables have turned, but by unpopular request, I've been asked to host again. So here we are, and I'm with the band Stealing Handshakes. What up, guys?
What's going on?
Hey, so really quick, let's get your names so we can, because I truly forgot. I know you guys, but I forgot your name. So
I am Daniel.
Daniel?
Yes.
Brian? Rylan. That's going to be confusing.
And we sat next to each other on purpose.
Daniel, Ryan, Rylan. Nolan.
It's like Ryan and Nolan.
You're like the
buffer. He's our love child.
You're the fusion of them two.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. All right, so Daniel, Ryan, Rylan, Nolan.
Yes.
Not going to get confused at all.
Yeah, no, we don't expect you to.
So I'm going to remember your names and everything that we talk about today. I'm not hungover at all or any of that. So this is going to be great. Okay, so first of all, I want to know, where are you guys, are all of y'all are from Pampa?
Yes.
Yeah,
we're all.
Well, they're at this point in our lives, yes.
Cool. And how long have you guys been playing together in like this particular band?
About a year now. There was a bit of a break, a few breaks in between because of work and COVID.
Right.
But for the most part, about a year.
Okay, cool. And now, what do y'all play? That's the other thing.
I'm the drummer.
Drummer?
Yeah. The bass.
I play the guitar.
I do rhythm guitar and vocals.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you have the, like, what's the word I'm thinking? Broadcast voice.
Oh, yeah.
You got it kicked in.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah, cool. Okay, so like a year. So y'all started playing before COVID, and then COVID sort of halted all of that?
No.
Or?
So we started the band kind of post-COVID, but COVID, we each have had our bouts with it.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of halted it.
Okay.
I got sick, and then also Nolan got sick, and I got all at separate times. So it's
Okay.
Took us back like a whole month and a half.
No, I get that. Yeah, we had just started writing and getting back together with my band, and then COVID hit, and so we had to like all stop. I didn't realize I had COVID.
Oh, really?
Like February.
Yeah.
Before everything shut down, I had it. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then my friend, like the band got sick because we had a show together.
Mm-hmm.
And they got sick, and then like 2 weeks later, the world's like, "Hey, there's this crazy thing that's going to kill everyone. Don't be around each other." And I was like, "Oh, well, I already have done that."
That was crazy too. I didn't know I had it whenever I had it. Like I woke up, I got ready for work, I felt alright.
Yeah.
Took a shower, I'm over there brushing my teeth, I'm like, can't taste this. It's kind of weird. I go to the freaking refrigerator and I chug a Dr. Pepper. I was like, can't taste that. I called my boss, I was like, hey, I think I'm showing up.
Oh, wow.
I gotta go get tested.
Yeah. All right, so y'all are don't even be around each other. What is happening right now? I heard me. Cool. So y'all are in Pampa.
Yeah.
Been playing for about a year.
Yep.
Now, did you guys play music? Like, how long have y'all been playing music? Just kind of in general.
So I've been singing my whole life, but I've been playing music since I was about 15. I started off on bass and then went to guitar after that, basically. Right.
I started playing when I was like 15 as well.
Which was like last year.
Yeah.
It was like 2 months ago. Yeah.
Old Eddie Munson looking motherfucker.
Diet slash.
That's cool.
Nah, I didn't really, like, I've always, like, messed around on it and everything, and I met Nolan, and we started kind of doing a little acoustic project a long time ago, and we ended up moving in together, and we ended up meeting. I worked with a guy that was a drummer and everything, and he was like, hey, I got this other singer guy, and y'all want to, like, try to start something with you and Nolan, and that was, like, the first time I, like, kind of ventured into music, and that was probably, like, 8 years ago, probably, or so.
Okay.
But band-wise, about 8 years.
Shit, dude. I started playing drums about 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. But that was like just kind of messing around with it. I didn't fully start getting into it till like my freshman year of high school, and that's when I just dove into it completely.
Oh, cool.
Played guitar here and there, bass.
But you two had been in a band together previously. Me and Ryan had been in a band together previously.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all two were in a band, and then y'all two were in a band.
Yep.
And then y'all just merged and became...
It was kind of crazy because, like, when we were in our band or whatever, we never really got, like, a final show or whatever. We just kind of, like, stopped playing. And we were playing Amarillo quite a bit back, like, 5, 6 years ago.
5, 6 years ago, yeah.
We were playing Amarillo quite a bit, and we just kind of just broke up, and we never, like, did, like, a final show.
Yeah.
So, like, we, our old singer, he just kind of, like, it's like, hey, just kind of do a final show together. And so we ended up getting back together, started practicing. We had a week's notice, and we hadn't played our stuff in like 2 or 3 years or something. And we all practiced up for it, and we were open up for these two, and that's how we met them two.
Oh, cool.
And like after that, we just kind of all got together and ended up forming a different type of band because their band kind of split up. One of theirs was your singer.
Yeah,
He went to the army.
Yeah.
And then our bass player, who knows what happened, he just kind of stopped showing up to practice.
You had a bass player?
Yeah.
That's news to me. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not shady. I'm kidding.
Yeah, after that, we just kind of...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was your guys' band name again?
Crossroads.
Crossroads. That's right.
Were you in Oddfellas?
I was in City Will Shake.
City Will Shake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Matt,
both in
our singer, was in Oddfellow. He was our first bassist, I believe. Matt Culpepper,
Yep. Yeah. We were in City Will Shake. Like he said, we honestly we played a lot in Amarillo. The last big thing we did was we actually were on News Channel 10 promoting Bad Magic. And that Bad Magic show was actually, before this last one, was our final show. And then just out of the blue, everything just split up after that.
Yeah, we didn't know it was our final show either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all played Bad Magic, and then it was just kind of...
Yeah.
We did that, and then we planned on recording our second CD, our full-length CD, and we had like everything done but like drums and vocals, and then we just kind of split up.
Okay. So how would you describe... Because I saw you guys a couple months ago at Left Foot, and we talked... I grabbed you, and I was like, we got to do a show together.
Absolutely.
And then it just never... We just haven't been able to kind of line everything up. But
Yeah.
for people who haven't heard you or have seen you, like, what's the best way to, like, describe... That's such a dumb, like, you know, like...
No, but that's a question you get asked a lot. So, we're definitely like an alternative rock. We have blues influences. We fall kind of in that 90s alternative category. I can do clean vocals. I do some grungy-esque vocals on stuff as well. Ryland's really bluesy. Everything he writes is like super bluesy. So it's somewhere in there. It's hard to really pinpoint where we're at.
Yeah. I did get like 90s vibes from it because I have an emo band. I was like, these guys would fit just like enough, like we would fit really well together because like there's this like weird cross section of like 90s all sort of grunge and then
grunge and then post-hardcore kind of bled into each other.
Yeah, for sure. And so, but that's definitely that was definitely the vibe that I got from you guys. Y'all look like an emo band, but like, you sound like that.
I'll put when we play together, I'll make sure my hair's in my face, so you can't see my face.
Right, yeah.
So we'll embody that emo band.
It's perfect. Cool. Okay. So, and y'all have any shows coming up recent? Like y'all, we were talking about this, but like, where are y'all playing? And we'll bring it up later again, but I have some cool stuff to ask after this too.
So Friday we're playing at 6 Car Pub. The show itself starts at 8. We have Drake Fisher. He's gonna open it up doing his acoustic stuff, and then we have David Swafford. He is from A Special Case. He's gonna be doing some acoustic stuff as well, and then we're gonna finish the show out. We'll be going on around 10.
That's cool. I'm glad Drake's doing stuff again.
Absolutely.
I saw Drake at Golden Light. I guess that was last year, like over the summer.
Yeah.
He did a solo thing, and he was like, "Man, I'm moving back to Pampa." And try to.
He's playing bass now with his other band now.
Ghost of Great County. Ghost of Great County.
Yeah. He's actually playing a show that night as well with them on the bass.
See,
he was kind of instrumental in getting this all together. together because wasn't he the one that put on?
He's the one that put on that show.
Yeah. So
our very last show, he like set it all up or whatever.
Yeah.
Our last city show, and then with him, so it was kind of because of him when kind of met them two.
Thanks, Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. So 6 car.
Yep.
And then you had another date.
Saturday on the 13th, we are playing at Scooters, which is on 6th Street as well. Scooters, we're playing with Of Limbo, which is a band out of California. And that show starts at 10.
Okay. Sweet.
That's a late show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10?
Really?
Is it? Yeah.
Well, that's when it starts, too.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Get ready for this show.
Y'all are all so grown up. It's like 10's a late show. Like, man, that's like when the night's starting for me. So,
I'm a night owl, too,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. But
I like sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep is
I have no idea what that is. I don't know what sleep is, man. So, okay, y'all were in a band. What was y'all's band like before? You remember what it was called?
It was we were called Crossroads.
Crossroads, and then okay, that's right. I'm dumb. You said that already.
No, you're good.
But what kind of music was it?
It was like blues rock.
Blues rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So-
that band originally was just me and him,
Yeah.
just getting together and jamming.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then eventually we got my my buddy Trevor. He was down in Lubbock, I think, for school, and this kid came back. I guess I don't know if he quit or if he graduated. Forgot what he did. One of those.
Life
Happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he moved back and shut up some of our stuff, and he stuck around.
Yeah.
And eventually we got our buddy Rory.
Yeah.
He's the one who went to the army.
Okay.
Great vocalist, but he can.
Oh yeah, dude.
He can belt.
Oh
yeah. He was good.
Yeah.
So, with that, so because there's a sort of like, because I assume that y'all, what was y'all's music like in y'all's other band? Like,
All over the place too.
Yeah, country bands said we were rock. Rock bands said we were country, so we fell.
So we had 2 singers in that band. Nolan's voice is more pristine sounding like, and then Matt's was more
Gruff.
gruff,
Yeah.
And they both kind of like took turns on vocals. Some songs Matt would sing, some songs Nolan would sing, and then some songs they just kind of
Like a
went
Taking Back Sunday vibe on
Yeah.
some of the songs. Yeah, absolutely.
okay, that's cool.
So,
I was
yeah.
just curious because then how does like if that because the places y'all came from when y'all got together definitely informed what y'all sound like now.
Yeah.
Like
It's like City Will Shake if City Will Shake was more bluesy kind of. That's
Yeah,
the way I would
yeah.
describe it.
okay,
Pretty much.
Yeah, that is country.
Yeah.
What's funny is me and Ryan definitely listen to a lot of heavier music,
Yeah.
but what we write is not heavy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just super fun playing what we play and everything. I don't know. Just kind of lean more towards that, and I don't know.
yeah,
Just like playing, I guess.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So who does the primarily like the writing is all shared or
We're in the middle of practice sometimes, and all of a sudden somebody starts messing around, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
It's just
And we spend the next 20 minutes trying to write shit to that.
we should be
basically.
practicing.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, so it's absolutely a group effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
But Nolan definitely does the lyrics.
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
well, yeah.
And
Does that come like? Do you ever bring something that you've already written, or do you typically write over what's already like the music that you'll come up with?
So the way that I've been doing it, the way I've found the most success with it is we'll write the instrument part. We'll all get our parts down. I'll have like a vocal part in my head, but we'll record it on our phones. And then driving in my car, I'll play it on my radio, and I'll start singing something to it and start writing stuff down for it. So basically, start with the instruments, and then from there, I build the vocals off of that. But I usually have some idea of what feeling I have for the song while we're writing it.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I've always had a challenge with, and this might just be my personality, like the collaborative sort of effort of like working with people and writing stuff. I've always struggled with that, so I always envy bands that can do that.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I'm like I have to kind of write everything and then let the guys that I
Figure
play
their
with
parts
and
out.
like and usually for us like I have all of that too.
Okay.
I give like a fully fleshed out song to people.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
We've got a question on the chat from Salvador Jimenez. What influenced you guys to start getting into music?
I'd have to say my older brothers and my dad.
Yeah.
They were always into well, my dad he was more of the classic rocks. Like his favorite band's The Doors. So from there, my brothers caught on to that, and they discovered Slipknot and everything else, and I was just kind of a sponge.
From The Doors to Slipknot. What a step!
What a step, right?
What a
I
step!
know. And so I was just kind of like a sponge, so I listened to everything my dad had and everything my brothers had. And just kind of that's what got me going.
Yeah.
For me too, it was kind of the same thing. My dad, like he's like a hardcore rocker. Like that's all they used to do is have freaking keggers and all that kind of get drunk and freaking just listen to music all the time. And then I know like
Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica too. Like
I would hear every time I went over to your parents' house, Metallica.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like we'll be in my parents' garage or whatever playing pool, and we'll just be drinking, freaking playing pool and stuff, and just jamming out, having a good time.
That's cool.
We've got a couple of comments here. Shout out to Maria Garcia. What? Austin O'Brien said, I know that guy on the far left. He's pretty awesome. Austin O'Brien. Shout out, Austin. Jay Andalay said fisting grannies.
That might be our EP. Fisting grannies.
Let's see. Nate Tusick said we definitely need a native crowd stealing handshake show. Which,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Nate, he does.
Yeah. And Jesus Garcia said,
Nate, 2 chicks.
Es todo chavos éxito. That's my
that's
fucking terrible.
Can I have it? Is someone just said.
Okay, so Polo. If anyone's getting my hair, I see that's for you. You said that, Polo. If anyone's getting it, it's you, but you got to make a wig out of it, and you have to wear it. That's the only rule I have. You can't put it in. You can't frame it. None of that shit. You have to wear it. That's the exception.
Yeah. That seems like the only fair way that someone would get your hair.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's magnificent.
Thank you.
And it needs to be used, even if it's not on your head. And that's weird to say.
Yeah.
Even if it's not on your head, it should be used.
Yeah.
So,
I got you.
It can't go unused.
Yeah.
Unused hair is...
It's a waste.
Yeah.
It's a waste of hair.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid, like I actually had long hair that went down to my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to grow it out again. Now it just like froze out like a freaking grow it out.
Even better. Dude. A bassist with a fro?
It's like doing it from thin lizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't grow long anymore.
Back in the day, I would have this. I had this first, but I had like Justin Bieber hair back in like high school and middle school. So
As you should.
after then, this is before him. So you can't say I stole that shit.
Dude, Bieber appropriated the emo haircut. He
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
That was what it was. It was like just like the mop head from like being like skateboarders and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
You skateboarded in high school?
Oh yeah, I still wear Vans to this day.
So like in your 20s, right? You still had short hair, right, for a little bit.
So yeah, I at a certain point I was working at AT&T, which I don't work there anymore, thank God. I work at Verizon, so much better. At AT&T, they forced me to keep my hair short.
But there's a funny thing about that. Whenever you had your short hair, you're like in your 20s or something. There was a picture of you. You look like you're like 10, and we like made a meme of him. It's like, this is me when I'm hungry or something, and he eats a Snickers, and we had the picture of him in his long hair.
Yeah, no.
He looked like a little kid whenever he's...
If I shave my face and cut my hair, I look like I shouldn't be able to drive a vehicle. So I have to keep one of the two. I've thought about doing the Fu Manchu.
Yes.
And if I do that, I then have to buy an El Camino. It's required. And with an El Camino, you must have a mullet. So it's a 3-piecer.
Gosh, yeah.
And I'd have to do it.
Dude.
It's the law of the land.
In Pampa, Texas, I think everybody has their own private junkyard in their backyard.
No, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
True.
Every other house has a broken down El Camino.
Yes.
Every other house.
So you could just take one
They'd probably thank me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. And then you just work on it to get it running.
Yep.
And as you're doing that, your body will just naturally shift your hair into a mullet. And
Probably. Yeah. I'll be on this podcast in a year looking like Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
But I'll hold on to the coolest El Camino.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here for it.
Joe Deer take.
Deer take.
Hey, don't dress it
We
up.
got off on a major tangent.
Yeah, sorry.
Which is cool. I'm all here for it. I'm here for it.
That happens a lot.
But I did want. So we were talking about what got us into music.
Yeah.
And I want to know.
So my brother, he played music, and he had a band, hardcore band that played here all the time. And like I'd go to his shows, and I'd be like, "That's cool.
Yeah.
Like I should probably do that." But like in the back of my mind, I didn't really think I'd actually be playing music. But
Did you want to play hardcore music?
No.
I
I was like 15. I found like Jimi Hendrix, and so I straight up just like was obsessed with Jimi Hendrix and like Stevie Ray Vaughan, and they're playing. I still am, yeah, it's crazy. I love it so much.
That's cool.
And for me, I grew up in like a house that loved music. So both my parents love music, but they listen to two totally opposite bands. I grew up in Arizona, so my dad would have like Rammstein and Tool, and we'd put on like 90s alternative and 90s just grunge. Mm-hmm. My mom would play Cyndi Lauper and Bonnie Tyler and all 80s music. And she also likes some like Beyonce stuff. I forget what her original group was because they don't matter.
How dare you disrespect Destiny?
Destiny's Child. Thank you. Sorry. Okay,
I'm gonna need you to take that back real quick.
But honestly, my biggest influence in music, I would say, would probably be Chris Cornell. Just vocally, guitars, anything he's ever done. He has the Midas touch for any sort of rock music. Chris Cornell could just be involved in a song, and that song would be on the charts. Period. Because he was a genius.
Okay.
So that's my biggest influence for sure.
That definitely checks out with like having seen y'all's show.
Yeah,
for sure. You can see. Yeah, it makes sense. In that vein, it's kind of, maybe it is similar, but I'm interested because you mentioned you saw your brother playing, and you're like, I want to do that. Was there like a moment that y'all remember? Because like getting into music, like you can just become someone who just listens to music, right? But like, what was do you have like a moment that you remember where you like saw something or you saw somebody and you're like, I want to fucking do that? Like not just like, oh, that's cool, I want to do that. Because I've always been intrigued by that. Like, what makes people delusional enough to want to do this?
So my brothers used to say like the MTV stuff. So like, I remember they were watching. I think it was Avenged Sevenfold live in the LBC, and that was like blown by, especially the Rev. He was such a great drummer.
Yeah,
so like turned me on to wanting to do the drums.
Okay, that's cool.
At least for me.
For me, it was probably one of the first concerts I went to. I know me and Ryan unintentionally went to the same concert. We went to a Shinedown concert. Mm-hmm. But End Ever After, one of the opening bands, stole the fucking show.
Killed it.
They at that point when they were done playing, I was like, if I leave right now, I'm good. I've got my money's worth, and I had never heard of these guys.
That singer killed it.
Oh, he did. So either them or when I went and saw Breaking Benjamin and Sick Puppies at Azteca a long time ago.
Okay.
So one of those moments probably.
Yeah.
For me.
You're just like, I want to do whatever that is there.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. Do you have something, Ryan?
No, I don't know. Like I don't know any specific moment. I just always loved music and everything, and like I don't know, just the opportunity came up to play with Nolan and everything, and like I don't know. I never like picture myself playing in front of people because like I've never like put myself out there like that. Like I'm usually to myself and all that stuff. And then we played our first show. And, like, I was just, like, super nervous. Like, I drank too much beer. I drank, like, 6 or 7 of them. Like, by the time I got on there, I was even, like, more nervous and stuff. But whenever I got off stage, it was like, oh, this was badass. Like, I loved it. Like, this was so cool.
There's a cool rush that you
it's like,
yeah.
So I don't know if it was one specific moment, but I don't know, just actually doing it just made me just fall in love with it. And whenever our band broke up the first time, like, I was super tired. I was like working 5 to 5, 6 days a week, and doing the band, doing practice 2 or 3 times a week or whatever.
3-hour practices minimum.
Yeah, staying until like 10 o'clock and have to be up at 4 o'clock for work.
Yeah.
Like, I was always tired, and for a little bit I was like, oh, I'm fine. Like, our band broke up, whatever. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a break for a little bit, and then like a couple weeks passed by. I'm like, man, I really miss freaking playing shows. Like, like, I miss being tired now. I miss freaking playing shows and everything like that. So, I don't know, just all of it together. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a guy that I met at a show at Jake's. We were talking. He's in a band called Western Fiction. It was my buddy Aaron. He used to be in a band called Fellow American, and he started a band called Western Fiction. And their bass player and I were talking about playing live music and how like that sort of like injection of just like joy and this, it's a high.
Yeah,
it's like wonder like musicians, artists, like they become addicts because like you're chasing that dragon every fucking time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of the most indescribable things.
We played a show at Golden Light one time, and we had a pretty good crowd come out, and like we're in the middle of gluing in a song. We're playing the song, and we're playing it, and like the whole time I'm just like lost in it. Like I don't even like remember like anything going on in the crowd or nothing or whatever. And like we're playing, and all of a sudden like I come out of it in the middle of the song, and like I'm like, where the hell am I? Like I don't even know where I'm at in the song. I had to like stop for a second. I'm like, oh okay. And start playing again. Like you're right. Like you get some like random high. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's insane. Like a natural high.
Seeing who was on the comments up here. Drake Fisher says, "What's up?"
Hey, Drake, we were just talking about you.
We were.
Yeah. We'll see you Friday.
Good shit. Good shit.
So going off what Ryan said, like when the band broke up, when City Will Shake broke up, I packed up all our gear because we used to leave it in our practice place. We packed all our shit up. I packed it in my car, drove it home, put it in my music room. I didn't touch that for 2-3 years. Like I was bitter, didn't want to touch an instrument. I didn't restring a guitar. I didn't do any of that shit for 2-3 years. Just started getting to playing again, and then Ryan hit me up and asked if I'd want to do a City Will Shake show. But yeah, I was just super bitter because I knew that I wouldn't be able to feel that rush again playing on stage with the same group of people. So
were you City Will Shake did the first Bad Magic, right?
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
I think I did that show with you guys because I was in a couple of bands of that. And you guys did Wolf Fest.
Yeah, Yellow City.
Yellow City Street.
Yeah.
Having audio problems and shit.
That was Yellow City Brew.
No, Street Foods.
The Street Foods. Oh, the Street Foods. Yes, yes.
So I played a show with you guys.
Oh yeah, awesome. That was fun. I really enjoyed that one. It was hot. It was hot as shit, but it was.
We kept having audio issues, and so like we had this new song, and we ended up just grinding on this riff because the mics were fucked, and so we just ground on this riff for like 20 minutes in this one song, and then we finished the song out when we finally got the mics back up.
Yeah, I gotcha. At that show, I had a guitar go out on me, so I had to switch to like my backup guitar. So I definitely remember that show.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. We're gonna
take a break.
Yeah,
let's take a break. We'll throw it to some sponsors, pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Major.
We're back. No, let's talk about this. Come on, keep going. All right, yeah, we're back talking about what were we talking about in math class?
We're talking about early erections.
Okay.
As a kid, as a child, as a teen, going through puberty, I was telling these guys that they cannot lie to me and say that randomly, when they were like, "Oh, will you come up to the board and solve a problem?"
You're walking all funny.
You're walking all funny because you're trying to hide the fucking the 6 to midnight.
6 to midnight.
That for some reason happened when 6 plus 6 happened. No, that was a fact. And you guys can't lie about it.
I'm not lying.
I'm not lying.
Yeah,
I never walked up to the board bricked up.
Bro, I had to pass out papers bricked up.
I I homeschooled, so that would have been awkward. My mom.
They're saying it's just not because of you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. That was a great segue back into the show, though.
That was, yeah.
That was perfect. So boners in math classes.
Yeah.
Somehow we got there. All right, so one of the things I like to ask people, last time I did this show, it's kind of to understand, and I feel like I kind of know a little bit about y'all already, but I like asking people if you're stuck on an island and forget all the logistics of all of the... Don't ruin my game, is all I'm saying. You're only given 3 records you can listen to.
Ooh, I like this one.
Oh, shit.
I know what 3 records I was.
You already know?
You already know.
Ryan's first. I'm last.
The Wall, Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Axis Bold as Love, the Hendrix.
Okay.
And this is a controversial one.
Uh-huh.
It's Sound and Fury by Sturgill Simpson.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
I
That's
think mine would be Mesmerize and Hypnotize by System of a Down. And
I'll count that as one.
no, that's 2.
I'll count it as one.
Okay.
I did that when Anna was here with the Sweater Shop. She was the same thing. She said that was one of her records.
Yeah.
That was the same year. It has to count as one.
Yeah,
I guess
they're like a double record, just released separately.
And then-
they waterfall released before Spotify was a thing. That's what they were. They were just doing the waterfall.
Yeah.
And then Color in the Shade with Foo Fighters. And Wasting Light, Foo Fighters as well.
So 2 Foo Fighters records and then
System of a Down.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, Ryan. You better say Riding Lightning on the Potion Face.
It's what? It's
all right,
it's
I'll go.
Nickelback and Creed.
Yes.
The Creedleback Tone.
Yeah.
That was a secret. All right. So the very first CD I ever bought was Deftones, the Around the Fur album.
Okay.
So that one's definitely up there. Memphis May Fire.
Yeah.
I love they were like the first band that I got into whenever I started listening to that type of post-hardcore music.
Yeah.
Was it the Hollow album?
Okay.
I love that album, and
Maddie's really cool.
dude, Matt,
voice.
dude, he's sick. I gotta shake his hand and take a picture with him and love it one time. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah.
He hasn't washed that hand since then.
And I would say go back to Nolan's guy. I forget Audio Slave.
Yeah.
That first album I put out. I love that album.
Okay.
I would listen to that nonstop when it first came out.
Okay.
So, mine's gonna be all over the place. 3 albums would probably be Throwing Copper by Live, which I'm sure everyone probably knows one song off of that. But Live's like the best 90s band in my opinion. Mine is Chris Cornell. My second album would probably be We Do What We Want by Emery. Which
I forgot we talked about this.
Emery, I'm wearing an
Yeah.
Emery shirt. Every show
Yes.
we've done, I've worn an Emery shirt.
Dude,
I've shout him out. I love Emery.
My drummer plays for Travis Roberts. He plays at every country show he plays. He's wearing an Emery shirt.
All right, he's a man after my own heart.
Yeah,
you got to tell him that.
Yes. Yes.
I'd love to choose another Emery album, but probably, man, the third one is a hard one. It has to be that first Soundgarden album. I'm terrible with album names.
That's Louder Than Love.
Louder Than Love. Yes. So yeah, that'd be the third one.
Okay. I don't want to spend a lot of time on Emery, but I'm going to nerd out about it.
Yeah.
Because We Do What We Want's really great, and then I know a lot of people had issue with I'm Only a Man. And I think that was a great record. It grew on me.
If I get a tattoo, I don't have a tattoo yet. If I get a tattoo, I'm getting I'm Only a Man as a tattoo, just in that font, those words on my arm.
Yeah.
Because that album sang to me.
Yeah. Did you watch the Rub Some Dirt on it? Did you watch the live stream?
Live, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I had that album early, and I listened to it. It just launched like last month.
Yeah. Are you in Emery land?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually. So when they redid "I'm Only a Man," the "Don't Bore Us, Get to the Chorus," I'm actually in that song.
Oh, that's cool.
I recorded a bunch of vocals for the intro and the pre-chorus, like almost the final chorus. If you listen to their redo of it, it's a gold album. It's "I'm Only a Man," but it's a gold version. I'm in the intro and pre-chorus, and you can absolutely tell that's me because I spent a whole Sunday recording probably 13, 14 tracks of me doing the different vocal parts on it. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. That's one of my prouder moments is being on an Emery album for sure.
I'll have to talk to BJ about that because he got that record as soon as it came out. He's a huge Emery fan.
Oh yeah.
So your boys, Nate Tusick said, no Kid Rock? Shock Nolan? Daryl Moore said, right, he loves Kid Rock.
I look like I bombed the ball, but I don't. I'm sorry.
I swore I saw you at SummerSlam this weekend kissing that one lady. Whatever her name is.
Was there a mullet or no mullet?
It was Kid Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was like Kid Rock. I can't remember what her name is. Trailer Trash Wendy or whatever her name was. I don't know. Speaking of Kid Rock, though, I do want to ask, because y'all all named, like, cool shit,
except for
the Sturgill Simpson thing is like,
you don't have to
it's
talk.
fine, like, I get it. I think
it's like, to me, like, after I heard that, like, it was like, I love synths and 80s music, like, and I love psychedelic rock and, like, fuzzy guitars. And, like, there was, like, a merge of, like, all of that, and it was just, like, so good to me.
Yeah.
But, like, I understand, like, a lot of people do not like it, you know, like, I mean, like, it's kind of, like, one of those things, I don't know.
Is it just because it's so different?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love that album. It's a really good album.
So, I want to ask, then, because you all named cool shit, because you got to, you're in band, because it's cool. I want to know, like, what is the, like, I hate the term guilty pleasure, but it's like something that you're like, I don't really want people to know that I like this, but I do really like this.
I'll go first. Okay. The very first song I learned to play on guitar, I bought a Fender acoustic at a pawn shop. The very first song that I learned to play was Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie. I still fucking love that song. And I'm not ashamed of it. Some people would be. The guitar in that song was so good. I mean, Fergie sounds like you're throwing a cat against a wall, but the guitar sounds so cool.
Yeah. Okay. Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. Yeah. Fergie.
You never expected that.
I want Stealing Handshakes to cover that.
I'm down.
Yeah. Let's make it happen. Yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah. So you're like, I don't know if it's cool.
I don't know.
Mike M?
Mike M, dude.
Dude,
what is that? 3 Cheers?
3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. You're speaking my language, man. That's where I live. So I'm here for
Mike
it.
M is for me.
Yeah.
That album that I just love.
You're an MCR fan?
Shut it down.
Okay.
You're safe here.
All right, cool.
It's totally fine.
Blink twice if you're in danger.
So you're not, 'cause it was like a million.
Yeah, there's a million blinks.
Yeah.
So.
Daryl Moore said, big girls don't cry.
Yep.
I don't know what that means.
That was the song. That's that first one that I learned to play on guitar.
Big girls don't cry.
I don't know if I have like a guilty one. Like at my old job, sometimes like I worked in like a shop environment and stuff, and we just had speakers there and everything, and we just play random stuff, like fucking Party in the USA all day, or just random like in scene, just on freaking song loud. Like I don't know, like we would just do it for fun all the time, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like or maybe like an even like it could be a guilty pleasure, like something that's like out of like what you like out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of go all over the place. I love like real soft stuff, like acoustic stuff, but it's hardcore. I don't know.
I'll tell you, my first record I bought was Hanson's Mbop. Solid record. Solid record.
The first album I bought with my own money, not the first one I owned. First one I bought with my own money was Evanescence, their first album.
It's a good one.
It was good.
Yeah.
Amy Lee was good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's like that seems like the proper like trajectory of stuff you listen to.
Yeah, at the time it was what was cool.
Yeah,
we were like,
I was listening to Dr. Dre and then somehow got Mbop.
Yeah, gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
And then Blink, like that's why I went from
Yeah.
Dr. Dre to Hanson's Mbop and the Men in Black soundtrack to Blink-182.
What was their live album? The Tom...
Oh, Mark, Tom, and Travis show.
Yes, that was the first album I ever actually owned. My parents, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to buy that for me.
That is the raunchiest record.
I was like 11, 12 years old. It was awesome. That's in my top 10, but that's,
Yeah. That's a good record.
It's very good.
Yeah.
You can't find it anymore.
No, yeah. Tom's apparently back.
I saw that 2 days ago.
I told you about it.
Yeah.
On his Instagram. He's like, I play in Blink-182. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're going to play with our hearts again and get back together and break up in like 4 years again.
Yeah, probably.
That's what's going to happen. So,
Angels and Airwaves will then make a...
Dude, I saw Angels and Airwaves in 2019.
Okay.
Right before COVID.
Gotcha.
And it's still solid.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love pretty much anything Tom does.
Oh, yeah.
So, are you gonna stick with the Sturgill thing as like your weird one, or like something else?
I don't know.
K-pop, don't you?
I mean, guilty pleasure.
He's a big BTS fan.
Oh, guilty pleasure right now is Suicide Boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know who they are.
Like boys that suicide.
Yeah. So
emos?
Yeah, it's like emo white boy rap.
Emo white boy rap.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's like. But I also like. I like a few songs by Pantera that I'm not proud of because I don't really like Pantera.
Okay.
But I like I'm Broken and like what's the Cemetery Gates and like Cowboys from Hell and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can I throw another guilty pleasure out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how many guilty pleasures you got?
A lot. Watsky.
Watsky's fucking great.
Watsky's great, but completely different genre.
Way out of left field.
Oh yeah.
And he's mostly known for that like guy white boy raps fast next to a goat or whatever.
Yeah.
That was like what most people. He went viral.
YouTube.
Like,
Exactly.
YouTube.
Yep. And the Chocolate Rain Days.
Yeah. Chocolate Rain Days.
Tazon Day.
Tazon Day.
Yep. Shout out Tazon Day.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah.
Chocolate Rain.
Now we're just like. It's weird to be nostalgic about like 2008 because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but
I
it
know.
was a long ass time ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Charles Mingus. Jazz, bro. Straight jazz.
Really?
I fucked around with some jazz.
That makes sense because you're like I feel like drummers have more of an affinity towards jazz because it's very like.
Well, one of my coworkers got me into it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I got into Foo Fighters in school and shit. So it was like a trade-off.
Sick.
But jazz, I can get down with some jazz.
Okay, I respect it.
I'm seeing. Yes, people are showing support for MCR. You're good. Yeah.
MCR all the way.
Britt Morgan says it was the best Blink album. Well, I'm pretty passionate about like Blink-182 stuff.
Yeah.
And that for me, Blink-182. I had a friend when I first moved here, or not first moved here. I started talking to people here. My friend Ashley. I told her that I started playing music because of Blink-182.
Yeah.
And she said, don't say that. Like, lie. Just lie and say something else.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's like, because they're a bad band. I was like, well, yeah, they're not, like, amazing, but, like, so, like, I'm, like, kind of touchy about it.
I will say they have the best drummer in music.
Yeah. Right now?
Okay. Right now? Alive? Still playing? Grohl? What?
Dave Grohl?
Grohl fucking blows him out of the water.
So bad.
But he doesn't.
But he does.
But he doesn't, though. Does Dave Grohl go out of his genre, play drums for rap music, and make it a fucking hit?
Hey,
What song?
I'm going to tell you
Because-
the song, but
because-
he's worked with plenty of
And I
rap
might be
artists.
wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll accept that. But I've never heard of a rap song where I have. I can't think of the drummer from
Riddle me this.
Travis, thank you. Yes.
Riddle me this.
Yeah.
Did Travis Barker write Song for the Dead?
He didn't have to. He was great before then. He was known before then.
That was gross, Dave Grohl. Yeah,
He was technically. You're right.
I love this. It's funny, too, because, like, you seem like someone who's, like, a huge fan of the 90s. But you're going to bat for Travis Barker.
Absolutely.
Dave Grohl.
Yellow Wolf? Have you heard his song with Yellow Wolf?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's good.
I have to admit, like, even though I cannot stand MGK, like the last few things that he's done with Travis, like, have done some really cool things for pop punk, and I hate it, but I hear it and I'm like Forget Me Too, if you got rid of MGK and just made that a Halsey song with Travis Barker, fucking beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful song.
Yep. I will say MGK might ruin
Everything.
a genre. But that's a different topic.
Yeah.
Different topic for a different band.
Yeah.
So
Start on the Beatles.
Oh,
Hey,
The Beatles. Now let's move on.
Fuck the Beatles.
Thank you.
God damn, the Beatles hate.
I fucking hate it here.
Fuck the Beatles.
I fucking love the Beatles.
That's because
This is the greatest band of all time.
That's-
I mean, you can't deny it.
Those
man.
are some big words.
They are, but you
they were
can't
the
deny it.
basis of a band.
They invented so many genres. They invented heavy metal. Skelter.
That's what I don't count as metal.
It kind of they paved the way, bro.
Okay, I respect what they did for music. Just like, and this is going to be unpopular opinion, I think Nirvana, just like the Beatles, are overrated. I respect
I
what
can
they.
agree with you
I
on that.
respect what they did for music.
I can agree with you.
Phenomenal musicians,
I do know that.
blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
The Across the Universe version of the Beatles songs are better than the originals.
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
You got to pump the brakes on that phenomenal musician. They were musicians.
Yeah. Still, they were overrated, somewhat blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
I feel like if Kurt Cobain would have survived, would have lived longer.
What is survivors?
Sorry, survived. That's a terrible. That's a terrible way to phrase that. If Kurt Cobain had made a different decision, I'm going to redact my initial statement. If Kurt Cobain had made a different decision, Nirvana would not have been as big. They would have petered off. And they would have still been a successful 90s band and still been respected. They would have petered off, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I think that, I've never been a huge Nirvana fan. I always said the best thing to come out of Nirvana was the Foo Fighters.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's not because it's the same. I have the same thought about the Beatles too. I think that there's something that they did for the genre that wasn't happening at the time, and it just there's just a perfect mixture of timing and luck and creativity that would ultimately springboard a genre in the Beatles example, several genres, right? Like the Beatles did do that. I'll give them that. But so there is something to be said about these bands did something for music that you cannot deny.
Yeah.
But are they the best?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think who else would be the best band of all time, but I just can't think of it.
Kiss.
Kids?
No, I'm kidding.
Dude, I was about to.
I've got respect for Kiss. I wouldn't say they're the best band. I've got respect for Kiss.
I've got some respect.
I think it just kind of depends.
Bass lines?
Oh, Gene Simmons destroyed the bass.
I think it's also interesting. So, how old are you?
I'm 22.
22. So you're pretty young. Yeah.
He's
So
15.
Yeah. That makes sense because that's what I've found just sort of over the last few years of talking to people is kids your age you're finding all this stuff that we were kind of told about by our parents. Mm-hmm. And so we were familiar with it. And we're yeah, it's whatever, Hendrix, whatever.
I've got a question from.
That's our soundboard.
I got a question from Pam Martin. I just need to hear what made Rylan get into music. Shout out, Pam.
It was my brother Robert, and
Say put one to the back.
it was my it was my brother, and basically he wanted that's what made me want to get up on the stage and play, but Hendrix is what made me want to play guitar, if that makes sense to you.
What was Roper's band?
Roper's band was Cannonball. They were a hardcore band based out of Amarillo.
Okay.
In 2010 to 2013, I think.
Okay, cool. So you were 12.
Yes.
Legit, you were 12.
Yes.
I hate you.
Yeah.
I was your age currently, then.
We 10 to... Yeah, same.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 22, bro.
And
I was drinking legally.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're not allowed here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only a year older than you.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
he's actually 45 years later. I was just kidding.
45-year-old investment banker.
Okay, so well, then that makes sense because y'all were playing in a band together.
Yeah.
Y'all had like similar circles of friends and just.
We went to high school
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
This guy would literally stop me in the hallway and come to class and check to see what the fuck I was listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. Like, I don't know. It's
It was Zeppelin. Most of his
yeah,
check
like
was Zeppelin songs.
Zeppelin, like Foo Fighters and Nirvana or something.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
But like, it's kind of cool because like, I don't know, like I never would have thought I'd be in a band with Daniel.
Yeah,
Like,
so.
I always knew that he liked music the same way I did, but like, I wasn't like, oh, I didn't know he actually plays until we graduated already.
Right.
And so I hit him up and like we started jamming. Like that was like 4 years ago.
Sick. Yeah. Now you play in another thing. You play in another band, right?
Yes.
Does anybody else play in anything else, or is it just this and then he plays? What do you play? What's the thing you play for?
Ragtown Chiefs.
Ragtown Chiefs.
Yes.
Okay.
Question mark?
Yeah.
So last time I checked, it was Ragtown Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah, Ragtown Chiefs. Yeah. Right.
It's okay. Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just played a show in Dallas.
Yeah, I just played in Denison.
Okay.
Yes.
You were in Ravel Magnetics too, weren't
Yes, I was. I didn't ever play the show with him, but I was. I played an open like. I picked Nolan's. Songwriting too.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know. I've always been fascinated with the drums and stuff, so I'd probably go with Daniel too. Like, that'd be badass to play some drums. Like every time I get behind the drum set, like we'll just be messing around or something. I'll get behind the drum set and I hear something in my head and I try to go play and it's like my guitar hero or something.
I turn into Michael J. Fox behind the drums.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, are we talking about? You know what we're talking about? Or
Absolutely.
Okay.
I cannot do anything on
So
the drums.
So shaky Michael J. Fox.
Shaking handshakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, am I going to be the only one that's going to say the obvious here?
What's the
Stealing hand jobs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We steal those too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's honestly why Nolan wants to trade hands with Rise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he has small, soft hands. It makes sense.
It's more.
It has
That makes sense.
Never mind. Moving on.
What was the question?
Who did you trade with? Like, who would you want to trade with?
You know, Nolan does have a sexy voice when it comes to singing. So I think just to be able to sing like him would be fucking kick ass.
Y'all are so nice to each other. That's weird.
Not normally.
No, like that.
It's kind of gross, honestly.
Yeah, it's making me a little sick.
Yeah, Ryland's bricked up right now.
Like the third little.
It's just pants sitting funny.
It's an optical illusion.
It's an optical illusion. The pattern on my pants.
Oh my gosh.
It's called the genus.
Genus. That's ridiculous.
That's epic.
Oh, man.
I'm going to use that from now on.
Serious.
I'm rocking a raging genus. The other question you had was really cool too. Because y'all been playing for like a year and y'all have a couple shows coming up. But do y'all have like sort of like where y'all want to be or what y'all want to accomplish like in like a year, or do you have like beyond that, or what's like what do y'all want to do with this?
I want to record.
Yeah.
We need to record. We need to do that first and foremost. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought a trailer recently, and
Nice.
we have nothing to actually pull it.
Yeah.
So I just bought an enclosed trailer for the hell of it because it was super cheap. I was like, we gotta freaking get it. It was $700.
Was it on
Oh, wow.
Facebook?
Yeah, it was Drake Fisher's.
You motherfucker! We were trying to buy that.
As soon as he posted it,
me and Travis were trying to message Drake
Yeah.
because we were gonna split it between Travis and Krause.
Yeah.
And then Drake was like, "It's already gone, man."
yeah,
Fucker.
like that's $700. You can't beat that.
We steal handshakes, hand jobs, and trailers.
Yeah. We bought it. We don't have nothing to pull yet.
Yeah.
But we're gonna figure that out eventually. Like we want to with City Will Shake. We got to play in Lubbock a few times and stuff like that. Just kind of around here. We never got to like travel and do all that kind of stuff. And I think we all kind of want to start traveling and go.
Have y'all been out of Amarillo and Pampa yet? Really?
No, it's still in
Besides
Handshakes, no.
Pampa, Borger, and Amarillo, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. No. We played what? 4 shows?
4 shows.
Four shows is all we played so
Yeah,
far.
I want to try to get a thing with Jake's and bring you guys down with us.
We
We
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I love Jake's.
Jake's is fun, and we have a lot of friends down there, and it'd be cool to get you guys on a show down there.
I think our ultimate goal, though, honestly, would be for this to pay the bills.
Yeah,
Honestly, for us to play music and that pay the bills, and this be our job. Because honestly, even though like going into practice and stuff and playing the same stuff gets monotonous, we still, I can't speak for everyone, but I love going to practice, love hanging out with these guys, love playing music, love writing the music, even shows, everything. Like we it's such a good time that to be actually paid for it and this make our money, I think that's the ultimate goal.
yeah, that would be fun. It'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Do you? I like how it's interesting. I caught what you said. You're like the practice and the working and the writing, and you're like even the shows. Like, are you one of those people? There. I think there's like two kinds of musicians. There are people that love playing shows, and then there are people who like writing and making music. Because like I hate writing. Writing for me is a drudgery, and it's like this necessary evil to get to a show.
Yeah.
And I know some people who are the opposite of that.
So, shows are still the peak. Shows are what we prepare for. Show is the ultimate, like, that's what we have goals for every month, is have so many shows and try to reach out for the next month and get so many shows. Writing is fun. It's probably the most fun part of it, honestly, which might sound bad because playing shows is so much fun.
Yeah.
But writing is I don't know, it's so much fun. However, like writing the lyrics and the melodies and stuff, this is something that's kind of new to me because in City, the previous band, Matt would actually he'd bring, kind of like you do, he'd bring the majority of a song to a practice. I would write my part, Ryan would write his part, Charles, our drummer, would write his part, and then I would, if I could, depending on the song, I would add my vocal part to it.
Matt was a machine.
He was. No, he'd pump songs.
He'd have
out.
like 3 songs every freaking practice.
Absolutely.
I was like, what the
Absolutely.
hell?
Yeah.
So,
Shout out Culpepper.
Yeah, he was
So-
a machine.
writing lyrics and melodies and stuff where I love it, and writing melodies is probably easier than lyrics, but this is something new to me. I enjoy it, but it's definitely something new to me. That is it's a skill, it's a muscle that I'm developing. It's not anything that I've been developing until now.
Yeah. What do you primarily write about? Like, what is it that y'all are saying?
You know, so it's been a pretty vast array. So we have some stuff that one would see as political, but you could see it as like a relationship. So it's kind of a broad thing where like you take your interpretation of it. We have some stuff about breakups. We're working on a song right now that's the typical song about sex, but I don't want it to be typical. I want it to be a different perspective of it. So it really just, there's not one certain thing we write about. We're trying to write about a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Honestly. And that's, Jones is what we're talking about. Yeah.
That's cool. Do any of y'all write lyrics too, or do y'all contribute at all?
It all falls on him.
Okay.
It's all him.
And so, like, they don't ever give you
It's
just,
great
like,
'cause
you
we
just do whatever.
Basically,
And he's gonna be the one singing it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna mean something to him.
And I'll typically like text them like, "Hey guys, next practice, we're done with Sock Song. I've got all the words for Sock Song. So let's run through that, see if you guys like it." or window guy. I have all the words for window guy. So like,
we should tell a story about how our songs get their name.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah,
All right,
I love that.
So most bands will name their songs after a lyric in the song or what it means to them. We name our songs random
You
stuff.
should do the window guy.
The majority of them are what was happening at the time of us writing the song. So, for example, Window Guy, the song that we use to open the show, it's a really fast-paced,
Like rock and roll.
rock and roll bluesy-esque, more rock and roll though. We were writing that song at our original practice place, which was actually on Hobart in Pampa, which is like
The main street,
main street.
Yeah.
We left the window open because it was hot, and we kept ACs off because they're expensive. So we were in the middle of writing it, and this streetwalker, he pupils the size of his whole fucking eyes. This dude might not remember this night. He walks up to the window that was open, and he leans in on it, and he's sitting there just bobbing to it
Just jamming.
while we're playing it, and then he like.
Yeah, I'm like the one closest to the window too, and I'm
Yeah.
jamming, and I'm like,
He
we
could-
just barely got with like Ryan and Daniel at the time, so
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was one of their buddies, and I just I look at the guy at the window, and then I look at Ryan, and Ryan's looking at me, and I'm like, I look at Daniel, he's looking at me, I don't know what the hell is going on.
He was close enough to where he could have licked Ryan's neck without much effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's like bobbing on the window, and then he like gives a weird thumbs up,
And like, yeah.
disappears into the abyss. We have never seen him on Hobart since. We have never seen him before.
Yeah.
This was the angel of the song.
Yeah.
It was the tweaker angel of the song. So we named that song Window Guy because of the
Yeah.
guy in the window.
But it has nothing to do with the windows or.
No, the song has absolutely nothing to do with that.
All right.
In the slightest bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. And you've so did you give the window guy a name?
No, it's
So
just
Window Guy.
it's Window Guy.
It's the window guy.
And literally on our set list, number 1, Window Guy. That's it.
I hope one day. I hope he's out there right now, like just walking around the street, and he
Yeah.
happens to have a phone.
If
He
you
stumbles across this.
If you're watching this right now, put your name in the chat. I'm very curious of what your name is. Until that day, it will be known as Window Guy.
Yeah. What if it's just like Bill?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, it's Willie Bob.
yeah. That's true. If it's a lame name like I don't know, Leonard. We can't open a show with Leonard. Or like Bartholomew. We can't open a show with Bartholomew.
Bartholomew kind of. I think that was. That Leonard reminds me of the Pete Holmes bit where he talks about like. He's like, Lenny Kravitz. He's like, this is a good thing if you ever feel sad. Just remember this will make you happy. Lenny Kravitz, coolest man on the planet.
Oh no.
His name is Leonard Kravitz.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like
Yeah.
Kravitsky.
Yeah,
Leonard
The
Kravitsky.
coolest man in the universe.
Yeah.
Leonard.
Yeah.
He has nerd in his name.
He does. He does. He does. He also accidentally during shows hangs dong.
Yeah, his dick is just out.
Just flops out. Yeah, mid show. Yeah.
That was.
That was part of the show.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm sure. Now it's all over the internet.
I've got some buddies that have a band called Mag 7,
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
and they name all of their songs off of lines or references from Blazing Saddles.
Okay. Gotcha.
Badass.
Mag 7 has the bassist from the Toadies.
Yes.
Am I correct? Yes.
Yeah, Donnie's been on the show
Donnie,
before.
yeah.
He's
Great.
good. He's good.
The first time I'd seen Landelius play was Vulture Wake at Leftwoods, and then I saw Max 7 at R&R. I'd
Yeah.
never seen them either, and it was that guy's all of them are fucking solid.
They're not human.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So cool. Oh, stealing handshakes. That's what we were originally talking about.
Yeah.
Where did that name? Because we're talking about names now, so it's a good
Yeah.
segue. What was the name coming from?
So it's kind of a goofy thing. Like as I was saying, at the end of practice with me, Ryan, Matt, and Charles, end of practice with City Will Shake. We would do a thing where like we'd all shake hands, like, "Oh, good practice. Hey, man, see you in 2 days. See you next Thursday." Like, some of us would hang back and drink a few beers, whatever.
Yeah, we were kind of drunk by then.
Yeah. But before we left, we'd always shake each other's hands because I guess that's what guys do. So we'd shake hands. Well, when when Matt would go in to shake Ryan's hand, I would rip in there and steal the handshake.
And the first one, is just kind of like out of nowhere. We didn't like think nothing of it. We were just like, okay.
Yeah. And then we kept doing it, and then we thought, that's pretty fucking funny. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And the name is so nonsensical, but it's just not nonsensical enough to where people take it seriously. We were going to name that our second, like our actual second
EP.
production,
Yeah.
which would have been our first full LP, rather. But yeah, so at that point, that's what we were recording, but the band broke up, so then me and Ryan used that as the band name, Stealing Handshakes.
It's a very cool name.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I dig it. So we're getting, I think we're probably good to wrap up. A couple things though. Y'all have shows. Remind us of when the shows are again.
So we have a show on Friday at 6 Car Pub. Again, we're going to have Drake Fisher there. He's opening it up. We've got David Swafford from A Special Case.
Okay.
And then we're going to close the night out. Next Saturday, we are playing at Scooters. We're playing with a touring band called Of Limbo. They're from California.
Sweet. And how can they find you guys on, like, are you on Facebook, all that stuff? Like,
Our most active social media would be Facebook. That's where we post all our shows first. That's where we make all of our flyers. That's where we speak with our fans if they talk to us.
Okay.
However, we do have a
Instagram. That's Stealing Handshakes.
Yep.
are y'all on TikTok?
Not yet.
Not yet, but that is probably one of our next steps.
Yeah.
Cool.
TikTok, Twitter, that sort of thing.
Cool.
Yep.
Sweet. Twitter's cool. I think Twitter.
I say on Twitter majority of the time.
Same.
Cool. All right, so Friday, you were talking. I was like, nope, shut up. Sorry, that's awful. No, seriously, thanks for being here. And I said this off camera, and I'm saying it again here. I want to play a show with you guys. It'd be really fucking sick if we did a show.
For sure.
Be sure to check out Stealing Handshakes at 6 Car Pub this Friday, and then at Scooters Saturday. And follow them on all their shit and listen to y'all don't have anything out yet. Y'all are in the process of recording.
Correct. However, we do have 2 songs that me and Ryan wrote for City that we moved over to Stealing Handshakes. So if you do want to listen to some of our stuff before you come to our show, if you go to City Will Shake on Spotify,
Or Apple Music.
Glue It, yeah, or Apple Music. The songs that we have moved over is Glue It in the Song and Trials and Trails. Those are the 2 that are on the EP that you can listen to now. We have another one we moved over called Ellipses, but we don't have a recording for that yet.
Okay. So check them out on that. Go just bombard their social media with love and come out to a live show. Thule, thanks for letting me host this. Big shout out to
Thank you,
Thule
brother.
for being the production guy today and hanging out. And remember, wipe front to back, clear your browser history, and go see some fucking live music.